Hi, I'm Drew, and that's Bethany.
And today we are headed to Rustic Canyon just north of the Santa Monica Mountains to investigate some ruins.
But these aren't just any ruins. These are the remains of an old abandoned compound, a compound originally designed to be a sanctuary for Nazis in the 1930s.
And what makes these structures even more interesting is the fact that in just a few days, they won't even exist anymore.
The city of LA will be demolishing most of the remaining structures on this site this coming Tuesday, which means our episode this week is as much an exploration as it is a tribute to these unusual ruins.
All the more reason to join us as we take one last look at the abandoned Murphy Ranch.
Right here on Oddity Odysseys. It's gonna be a long day. We can stop and get you another coffee if you need 3.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that I need something in an ice cup because I already finished this one.
Right.
Wasn't that good. I have a hot beverage, and you gotta kind of counteract it, but
right, but you gotta
need something iced or blended. A blended drink might be good.
Murphy Ranch is in Rustic Canyon, which is near Pacific Palisades.
From Sunset Boulevard, you're going to turn north onto Capri Drive. You're gonna find a little traffic circle. You have to do this, what, 5 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 6, just for good measure.
Okay, now I'm getting nauseous. From there, you're going to continue onto Capri Drive.
And at the end of Capri Drive, you'll hit Casale, and that's usually a good place to park. There's also Umeo, it's all street parking. And then once you're out of the car, you're gonna turn left on Casale, and that'll turn into the Sullivan Fire Road. And that'll take you about 2 miles up the canyon to a large iron gate that was at one time intended to be the entrance to Murphy Ranch. So how does a Nazi compound come to life in the middle of the California hills?
The land was owned by Winona and Norman Stevens, who were actually Nazi sympathizers.
And with strong ideals, paranoia, and $4 million at their disposal, all they needed to do was hire an architect.
Many architects failed to live up to their expectation. However, this gate, which is the main gate to the estate, was designed by celebrity home designer Paul Williams.
And this gate is just the beginning.
So this is just one of the dozens of staircases on this hillside. Now these steps were designed for anybody who was on patrol to actually be able to get a good, clear view of everything around them. As you can see, they're long and steep, and you can see everything.
So where did the whole idea for building a Nazi facility in California come from?
Well, in 1933, Jesse and Murphy purchased 50 acres of land in Rustic Canyon from Will Rogers.
What's interesting is that Jesse Murphy never actually existed. There's no other record for that name anywhere on file other than owning this property.
So, it could have very well been an alias for Winona Stevens.
Could be.
Winona Stevens was a strong believer in metaphysical and supernatural phenomena.
And this fascination led her to a man named Herr Schmidt, who believed that Germany was going to defeat the United States in the next war.
Herr Schmidt claimed to have supernatural powers and said that they needed to start a self-sufficient farm. So, on August 28, 1933, the Stevens purchased the land and started building their own utopia. As you can see, the Stevens thought of all possibilities to be able to stay here for the rest of their lives. This is just one of the infrastructures left on the ranch.
And what do you suppose this was used for?
This would have been their diesel fuel tank. Not much left.
Yeah, it sounds pretty empty. Well, how much did it hold?
Well, it was designed to hold 20,000 gallons of fuel.
Jeez, well, that'll do.
For a little while. As we all know, you can't stay isolated from the rest of the world for very long without food. So along the hillside, they had numerous fruit, nut, and olive trees growing. And here we are in one of their gardens. I don't think this was their swimming pool.
Oh no, I think this was their water tank. It's made entirely of concrete. When it's full, it holds 395,000 gallons of water. The average human only needs 2.5 liters of water per day, so it's another good example of how self-sufficient the Stevenses wanted this place to be. Echo! Oh, wow.
How'd you guys get in here? We want to play too.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is something.
I'm going to take an educated guess and say that this was at one time a barn.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say this is some kind of stable.
I imagine they kept horses or some kind of animal in here. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I think that was supposed to be 2.
Oh yeah, looks like there were a few more there.
1, 2, 3. I'm counting 6. Come eat horses. Must have been their feeding trough.
Oh yeah, that could be. Oh man, look at the floor in here. You can tell like where it used to be like a foot higher. You know what I mean?
Water faucet.
What'd you find?
Water faucet.
Oh wow.
An outlet.
Huh.
Yeah, this is a bathroom. Toilet seat.
So that would be kind of a dead giveaway, I think.
And a medicine cabinet. Herr Schmidt's meds for schizophrenia.
Uh-huh.
Way too cool. Oh shit. Watch out. There's spiders up here. I'm out.
Copy that.
You can finish this episode by yourself. Up the crawly space.
Oh man.
If we fall through this,
Yeah, don't walk here. Oh, this was totally worth the trip down here. I can't believe all this is still standing. 1933.
yep. This is the powerhouse, one of the only completely intact structures left on the ranch.
Many of the architects who were sending ideas for the ranch's design had no idea what they were working on. The Stevens had a great deal of money at their disposal and asked those hired to dream up a 4-story mansion with indoor pools, libraries, and servants' rooms.
Even with all the planning, funding, and influence of Herr Schmidt, the Nazi compound met its demise before many of the more elaborate structures could be built.
On December 8, 1941, the day after Pearl Harbor, local police occupied the compound, and those who weren't arrested quickly scattered.
Norman and Winona Stevens started living in a garage, and the property now belongs to Los Angeles.
Well, although most of the buildings are in ruins these days, an interesting piece of history is just a hike away.
As always, we encourage you guys to come out and see it for yourselves, but you'll have to act very quickly.
Due to safety concerns, LA's Department of Recreation and Parks will be tearing down these ruins on February 23, 2016.
So you better come out and see this place before it's gone forever.
But do be careful because, as we said, these buildings are in severe disrepair, and I stuck my hands into some hot pink spray paint.
So if you enjoyed coming with us today, please like and subscribe in the links down below. And as always, thank you for joining us on Oddity Odysseys. Woo! 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 Woo!
Really awesome echo. What else should I say?
You're scaring the owls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 7th annual Empty Water Tank Festival.
Normally you'd hear like roaring applause there, but nobody came this year.